After 22 seasons, the GOAT has finally called it quits. We had to wait a couple of days to get official word from Mr. TB12 himself, but Tom Brady has officially retired from the NFL after just a legendary career. Yep. Matt, I have a simple question for you. What will you remember most? What's your favorite memory of Thomas Patrick Brady?
Oh, my goodness. I mean, there's so many. I think as far as, like, seasons go, my favorite was when him and Randy Moss teamed up and were just unbelievably electric. Legendary. I will, in most recent years, I do remember that last touchdown pass he threw to Gronk to go into the Super Bowl against the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC Championship game. I mean, that was just a classic Brady throw and moment. Amazing catch by Gronk, too. But the other thing is just, like, the constant. I mean, Tom Brady is just always there. He just always seemed to be there. He was always in the conversations. He was always being talked about. And you know how great he is because as much as people love him, so many people will remember the downfalls, the times where Brady did lose. I mean, against the Giants, against Nick Foles and the Eagles. So just all around unbelievable. And it is fun to look back at what seems to be most of my childhood and adult life so far.
Yeah, I mean, you hit on it in terms of just being that constant figure in our life. Tom Brady played in the first ever Super Bowl I remember watching. I was 6 years old back in 2004. It was Tom Brady and the Patriots versus Jake Delhomme and the Carolina Panthers. That was the very first Super Bowl I remember watching. Tom Brady, of course, won that. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, how crazy is it that he played and, of course, won the very first Super Bowl I remember, and he was just featured and won, you know, the most recent Super Bowl to date. That is just speaks to his longevity. It's the moments with Tom Brady that we remember. Obviously, the longevity as well. He really, truly had a Hall of Fame career in his 20s, in his 30s, and in his 40s. People give me mess when I say Patrick Mahomes can retire today and be a Hall of Famer. But if you just look at Tom Brady from age 40 to age 44 when he called it quits, that's a Hall of Fame career right there. So Tom Brady is one of a kind, truly. We will certainly never see a winner like him ever again. And if we do, that'd be something. That'd be a shock to everybody.
I don't think we're ready for another Brady right away. I think there has to be a little bit of time.
We need a little break.
Please.
No doubt about it. But we can't wait to see what's next for Tom Brady. But the Bucs do still have a future. What do you see for the Bucs' future? How do you envision them navigating, you know, the post-Tom Brady era?
Well, you know, just like why Brady came down, it's going to be another reason why a lot of quarterbacks are going to want to come into Tampa Bay. This is a win-now team. They still have a great offense. They still have one of the best O-lines in the league. Whether Godwin stays or not, they're still going to have weapons in Evans and a few other pieces, and they can add stuff as well. This is still an exciting team in a division that is really lacking a true favorite.
There it is.
I mean, even without Tom Brady, I think the Buccaneers are the best set up to win the NFC South. Maybe a Winston reunion after some time in New Orleans learning under Sean Payton could happen. Maybe you go after Jimmy G, and Jimmy G just continues to be like the Brady light version, I guess. But it's going to be exciting to see who they add in, and whoever they add in is going to be able to have success right away. So this is going to be interesting.
I agree. I think, you know, the post-Tom Brady era for the Bucs is going to be probably smoother than maybe some people envision. For the reasons you just mentioned. You're in the NFC South where there is no clear front runner. Obviously, the Saints are still reeling from the loss of Drew Brees. It remains to be seen what they'll do at the quarterback spot. The Falcons seem to be rolling with Matt Ryan at his older age and don't really seem to have a direction. And the Panthers have quarterback questions within their own right. So if the Bucs can get, you know, the right guy in here, maybe a Jimmy G, you know, maybe a Jameis or something of that ilk, the Tampa Bay Bucs can certainly still make the playoffs. And again, still talking about that competition, the NFC is the AFC light. You know, you have all the great quarterbacks in the AFC. There isn't, you know, a stockpile of great quarterbacks in teams at this moment in the NFC. So the Bucs will be all right. This definitely won't be, you know, Tom Brady. They won't be a Super Bowl favorite. They won't be a popular Super Bowl pick. But the Bucs should be all right with, you know, plenty of talent still on that roster, still a talented and experienced coaching staff. So we'll see what the Bucs look like moving forward, but it won't be without Tom Brady. The NFL will be without Tom Brady for forever. It's kind of crazy to say out loud, but that's going to do it for us. For Scott Procter and Matt Morris, we'll catch you next time.